And let me go across to Anand Mital as well. Anand Mital, what are you looking forward to the most in this particular visit of the Prime Minister?
Hi, thank you for having me. I think whenever the Indian Prime Minister visits, especially Mr. Modi, the last 3-4 times he's been here, I was there to see him in DC last year as well. It's always a good thing. It's always positive. The Indian community always comes out in force, and the diversity and the overall success of the Indian community, he always makes us feel special. I think that's always a good thing. But on the political dynamics, I think politics is a perception game. It's a mind game. And so the Abki Baar Trump Sarkar comment in 2019, while he may not have intended it, he was taken as an endorsement of the Republican Party and President Trump at the time. And so let's not forget that the Democrat Party has not forgotten that fact. And the current establishment, the foreign policy establishment of the Democrat Party that is in power, they're making it clear with this visit from the Khalistani separatists to the White House that they have a certain perspective, and they want to make sure that perspective is received by Prime Minister Modi and his team. And I don't think that's been unnoticed. It's been this whole situation with Mr. Pannu has soured many Democrats in the foreign policy establishment on the Modi government. I wouldn't say 100% soured, but definitely has given them pause. And clearly through these leaks and through this meeting, they're making it clear to India that they don't appreciate, whether it's perception or not, they don't appreciate Indian intelligence operating in North America. And I think even if Kamala Harris does win, I think you're going to see similar kind of engagements. And so, I don't want to throw cold water over the meetings with the Quad and the UN, but I think these are sort of very typical anodyne meetings that happen every year. And I think the real sort of action or any kind of, conversations are going to be the one-on-one conversations with President Biden and his team, which is also going to carry over if Kamala Harris does win the next election. I do believe the Democrats think that Modi is pro-Trump. I don't think that's true, but I think that's what they believe, and I think that's how they're operating currently. Because this is an election year, so any action, like I said, it's all about perception, and this is an election year, so Mr. Modi being here is going to be perceived in certain ways.
Yes. Siddharth, what is Siddharth is from the BJP, is the national spokesperson of the BJP. Siddharth Yadav, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. So, how are you? I don't know whether it's just me, but I sense a lesser enthusiasm around this visit, or is my reading wrong?
Good evening to all your fellow panelists and all your viewers. No, I think there's no lesser excitement about this visit. I think every time the excitement is same when Prime Minister is visiting any foreign soil, because we see the excitement of the Indian diaspora in that country, and specifically when it's the US, which has a lot of strategic meanings attached to it. The Indian community definitely, be it here in India or abroad, is always very excited because of the outcomes and the gains that we have seen over the past 10 years from Prime Minister's visits on foreign soils, the kind of repute that we have gained all over the world, and the kind of relationships that have been built by the Indian government with foreign leaders, and specifically by Prime Minister Modi, I think have been a lot for grateful for we as a country. So I think this visit is going to be one of the same, but I wish to make two small points. What has to be understood is we have emerged as a country, and specifically Prime Minister Modi has emerged as a leader which has broken all stereotypes about how the world functions. While the entire West is, worried about the Russia-Ukraine war, the world's divided, the people are divided, the governments are divided. We as a country, we have our leader, the supreme leader, going to Russia, then going to Ukraine, and now going to US. India has now shown that we stand as a global leader, not just of the global south, but we are also, we can come into the shoes of the Vishwa Bandhu, of getting the world, come together, solve larger issues, talk on issues which concern humanity, and take that, higher moral ground of showing the world the right path to proceed on. And I think that kind of repute has been brought in by our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji over the years, the kind of foreign policy that we had, the kind of relationships that we have built. And that is why the Indian diaspora is also now gaining a lot of respect over. We have just 3% Indians in Australia, but we are considered a very strong diaspora. The same is the case with US. The same is the case with a lot of other countries. And that is why we have also seen various global leaders who have come out and said Modi is the boss, who have come out and appreciated the culture, the Indian culture, who have come out and appreciated the growing strengths of India. I think this is unprecedented, and it's a long way for us to go. It's the right path for us to go. We are getting into the the right track of gaining global attention and also becoming a global problem solver for the world. And all credit to Prime Minister Modi. I think this visit is also going to be one of those historic visits when India is going to show its strength to the world and stand very strongly in the United States to affirm the positions of the righteousness that has to do around in the world.